In central and northern New York, we know about EEE. The virus has been here for more than 40 years. We want to make sure that people in Albany understand how serious the issue is. And so this panel is actually going to give us their expertise on the areas, and most importantly, what can we do to protect human and animal life. We have the Wilcox family here today. Senator Hannan and I had an opportunity to speak with them. We want you to know that our hearts and prayers go out to your family, and appreciate you sitting here today at the forum. It's such a difficult topic for you, so thank you for coming.
We need to do everything we can, whether we're from the state legislature, Cornell University, public health departments at the local level, to make sure that a situation such as what has happened to the Wilcox family never happens again. I think that's our mission today, and we need to do whatever it takes to ensure that no family has to go through what you have had to endure.
In New York, EEE activity has been focused in the 4 counties around Oneida Lake, but for over the last decade it has been found in 13 other counties around the state, from the North Country, Lower Hudson Valley, and on Long Island. So it's not exclusively a central New York phenomenon, although it seems to be focused here. A common factor in those locations seems to be that these are on the major migratory bird routes where migratory birds travel, and it's likely that migratory birds bring EEE into the state each year, probably from the southern U.S., although we can't rule out that some virus may be able to overwinter here in mosquito eggs or in local birds. So let me just quickly describe what our program is around arbovirus control. We do mosquito surveillance, not just with the 4 counties here, but across the state, where the county health departments, starting in the early summer, actually put out traps for mosquitoes and collect them, speciate them, sort them by the species, and then submit them into the state laboratory, where we test them on a weekly cycle for EEE, and that's the source of our information on where the virus is and what's occurring with it. We also maintain active surveillance with veterinarians, particularly in this area, for illness in horses. We also mount a public education campaign, emphasizes avoiding mosquitoes with screening on doors and windows, using insect repellent, avoiding being outside if possible from dusk to dawn when the mosquitoes are most active. There are 2 approaches to mosquito control. One, in the spring, you can apply what are called larvicides or insecticides that kill mosquito larvae. Those are mostly useful in more urban settings where you have storm sewers and other things like that, where you can apply the larvicide directly. The other approach is what's called adulticiding, which is insecticide applied from the air or from trucks to kill adult mosquitoes, and that's the mechanism that we use later in the summer when if we feel that we need to knock down the mosquito population. Because of the central role that the swamps play, our strategy in past years has been to, when we start to see EEE in Toad Harbor and Cicero swamps, to then conduct spraying in those areas. The theory being that's where the mosquitoes are that are transmitting among the birds and where the virus is really focused, and if we can knock it down there, it will prevent it from spreading out. In 2011, though, the pattern was a little bit different in that we saw isolations of EEE around the county simultaneously. It didn't seem to come out of the swamp as it often did. So that strategy of spraying the swamp area was not one that we got to before it was already out. So this is one of the areas where we really need to look at what happened in 2011, review the data with the counties, and try to understand whether this is a change in the pattern or the ecology, or what exactly explains that, and to try to be able to predict it.
All of those horses that were affected with EEE were not vaccinated. There is a whole series of excellent vaccines for horses that provide nearly 100% protection. The vaccines are available. They're very affordable. You can go down to the Tractor Supply and buy them. Since routine vaccinations are so effective in horses and so easily available, there is no federal or state program to control EEE. In agricultural animals, it is just not a threat.
You talk about vaccinations being available for horses. The first question comes to my mind is, how come there's not a vaccination available for humans?
Well, there's not a licensed vaccine for EEE. The only arbovirus that a vaccine is available for is Japanese bee encephalitis for travelers going to Asia. Why is that? I guess there's not an economic argument for the pharmaceutical companies to develop such a vaccine would be my answer. I don't know whether it's been considered or whether maybe there are vaccines under development and I'm not aware of them for humans for EEE, but it may not be at the top of the list of things that the pharmaceuticals are looking at.